Tyrone Miller Show. We're here with the owner of the Trenton Freedom. Tell him your name. Oh, that's a nice
Dennis Williams.
Dennis Williams. So,
I wish I could tell you a great story to go with the ring, but I didn't actually play for the team. I didn't work for the team. I just found someone who used to work for the team and wanted to sell me their AL championship ring.
well, all right. So you got an AL. That's big things to come.
Yeah.
That's gonna have a Trenton
Now I want
Freedom
a
ring.
football ring.
Yeah, Trenton Freedom. He's gonna have to put it on his hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's just get into it. Trenton Freedom. What made you want to bring football to Trenton, New Jersey?
This is my hometown. You know, well, let me back up. I hadn't really given much thought to being an owner of a football team, but last December, the Soul announced that they're the Arena Football League in Philly,
Right.
or the Arena Football League team. They announced an open tryout. And I'm trying to convince my son, who's a soccer player, why don't you go down and try out to be the kicker? Go try to be the kicker. Oh, no. He doesn't want to do anything he's not good at. I was
Right.
like, well, I'm going to show you. I went down there at 42 years old.
Yeah.
No expectation I'm going to make the team.
Right.
My whole goal was I had to be better than somebody.
Right.
So I found the one guy that was older and in worse shape than me, and I tagged along with him all that day just to make sure I could be faster than somebody.
Yeah.
Didn't make the team, obviously. But I got an email from a league that was affiliated with sort of semi-pro league inviting me to their combine.
Right.
So I decided, you know what, this is bucket list stuff. I'm going to keep doing this until they tell me to stop.
Right.
No one ever told me to stop. But there were a few times when this old man, and yes, I was too old, but I made up for it by being too small and too slow.
So that's a great combination there.
And, you know, if you got laid out a few times, I'd make a better owner than a player.
Smart choice,
And now I'm trying to prove it. You know?
That's right.
I might still get my lumps, but they won't hurt as bad.
No, heck no, they ain't gonna hurt as bad as football lumps.
So anyway, that's where the idea got started. What if I can do with a football team? We looked into some different things, and I hooked up with my business partner. I'm actually co-owner of the team. Michael Shoebigger is the other owner. One of the things we did was we sat down and figured out, if we do this, how much money do we need to set aside to make sure we can meet all our obligations, even if we don't sell a single ticket or a single corporate sponsorship.
Right.
And that's what we did. We earmarked that money, and then we went around looking for a league we could join that would give us the territory, because we were familiar with this area. I grew up in this area. I went to Forest in high school. It's now Trenton Catholic Academy. I played ball over at Franklin Park with my friends here in Trenton. You know, I used to go over to the Cadwalder Park Summer League. The first time I ever saw a woman dunk a basketball was Dale Hodges over at the Cadwalder League.
Yeah, that's Trenton legacy right there, man.
So you know, this is home. This is where I wanted to be. We have this beautiful arena. It's going to be I shouldn't say it's going to be, it already is the nicest arena in the league. Just a fantastic facility. And you know, we found the right league, the Professional Indoor Football League. They very stable group. Unlike a lot of leagues, there's no one guy that owns it. Every team is individually owned, and we collectively contribute so that there's a professional commissioner and front office staff. So that, you know, because a lot of these leagues, and one thing I learned as a player in semi-pro is that there was a subculture of minor league football out there that I was never aware of.
Right.
That there's just a whole bunch of guys that either never got the opportunity, but they had the skills, or they did get the opportunity, but they weren't mature enough at the time to take advantage of it. Now they're a little bit older, and they're trying to get back in there, get that shot again.
Right.
So there was this whole group, but you know, unfortunately, there's a lot of guys. It's a vanity project. Vanity might be too strong a word, but you know, there's a difference between running a professional team and having a hobby.
Right.
This is a professional team. I don't measure it the same way I would other business ventures I'm in. This is not about cash flow. Like I said, we planned as if we're not going to get any revenue. Obviously, we want revenue because you don't want to lose a lot of money in an venture, but we don't expect to make money either. We actually our go-forward plan calls for us to lose money this year, lose money in 2015, and if all goes well and we put a quality product on the field and we do what we need to do in the community to make sure people know about us and want to support us, we'll start to break even in our third season in 2016. That's the plan. But Look, even if we wildly exceed expectations and we do make a profit, that money goes back into the team. I have other businesses that I use to send my kids to college, pay for my mortgage and all that. I don't need this. I'm not going to be one of these guys that is counting on this week's gain to pay next week's expenses.
Right.
That money's already been earmarked. So I definitely want to reassure you, I'm not going anywhere.
So we're going to.
This is where I want to be. Exactly. This is, look on the other side of the window. This is my town. I may not physically live here anymore, but if somebody asks me where home is, the answer is Trenton.
That's right.
That's my hometown.
So, how did the name The Freedom come about? I know you had a contest to see what was the name of the team going to be.
We did, and believe it or not, I got all excited about a different name someone had submitted. Somebody said the Trenton Storm, and they even submitted this great graphic showing a hurricane on the weather map coming into Trenton. I'm like, this is perfect, this is great.
Right.
But I don't believe in saying I'm the owner, this is my decision, you live with it. Had the whole group get together, all the people that are involved with this team, as we went through all the suggestions, and the only rule was whoever picked the winning name first gets the prize. Well, it turns out that, after a lot of talk, consensus built up on Freedom, which really is a great name for a Trenton team. I mean, you look at the history here. I don't care where you go in the country. Anybody who remembers their social studies classes in high school, or grammar school, remembers Washington crossed the Delaware and beat the British in Trenton. Actually, the Hessians, but that's
history.
That's details.
Yeah, we're talking football here.
Right. And even to this day, it's a big deal. Look, every Christmas Day, there's plenty of people up there at Washington Crossing State Park watching the reenactors either row across the Delaware, or if the water level's too low, walk across the bridge.
Right.
One of the big landmarks here is the old barracks house. That's where people go to celebrate the history of
kids go there every year. School trips every year.
So the idea of freedom, that really resonated. Oddly, the guy who picked it, not from this area. As far as I know, he's never set foot in this area. He was from Racine, Wisconsin.
That's interesting.
We get on his Facebook page because we had to know. We had to know what the connection was.
Right.
We're thinking, okay, maybe he went to school here, or he had family here and moved out there. No, he was Wisconsin born and bred. But he either liked or was a friend of every semi-pro and minor league football team in the country. He was just a total fan of this level of football.
Right.
And, part of the prize was you get a t-shirt, sweatshirt, and season tickets. Well, he's not coming in for the season tickets.
Not at all.
But he was gracious enough to let us donate his tickets to Anchor House.
Oh, that's nice.
And so what we did was, instead of making it 2 season tickets, we're going to give them 12 tickets or vouchers for tickets. Take the kids, because they do a lot of work with kids.
Right, absolutely.
That is, to me, the quintessential Trenton charitable organization. I remember friends of mine when I was young that, for one reason or another, they had problems at home, and this was the place that opened the door and said, "We'll protect you."
Right.
So, it's always been special to me. So we're giving them the vouchers instead of 2 tickets to 6 games. Here's 12 vouchers. Come in whenever. And frankly, if they have more kids than that, they can give me a call and they're coming.
That's right.
It's very important, and that's not the only charity we want to be about, because we all remember Forrest Gump. There's only so much money a man needs, and the rest is just for showing off. Well, there's a value in giving to the next guy. Take care of the next guy in line. Nobody ever needs to feel sorry for me. I'm a lawyer. I'm going to make money no matter what I do.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be fine. But if I have the opportunity to do something for the next day and actually participate, anybody can write a check.
Right.
But if we get involved with the soup kitchen, I want to bring players down there and have them serving food one day. I want to You know, if we do something with Habitat for Humanity, you better believe I'm going to be out swinging a hammer like everyone else. I wouldn't want to live in a house I helped build.
Yeah, I
Because
was.
I am the most unhandy person on the planet. My wife is the one who has the toolbox.
Mine too. Mine too, man. My wife's probably home right. Shout out to our wives, because y'all probably home doing some like manly type stuff at house. But hey, man.
Actually, my wife is the director of operations of the Trenton Freedom. She keeps me in a straight line getting this stuff done. Because you know, I know Will was telling you earlier, there's just a million things you never thought of, and I'm learning every day.
Right.
Oh, we have to do that. Okay.
So this is your first foray into team ownership.
It's team ownership. It's like you were talking about fantasy football. I get to do fantasy football. Only I get to do it with real players.
That's right. Hey, man, it got to feel good, don't it?
Absolutely.
I'm sure it does, man.
There's definitely a cool factor to say I own a team, but
It is cool, because I ain't gonna lie, I told my boys, I said, hey man, I'm going to interview the owner of the Trenton Freedom. Really? Yeah, you know, I know him. That's what I said to him. Now I know you, so I ain't lying. Yeah, I told you.
you know, for the team to be successful, people can't think of it as my team. Nobody goes to an Eagles game because, ooh, Jeffrey Lurie owns the team. Nobody cares that the Mara family owns the Giants.
Nope.
You know, they go because they say, that's my team.
Right.
And I need everybody in Trenton to feel that way, and it's my job to make that happen.
Right.
You know, I look over at the Trenton Thunder and say, that's who I want to be when I grow up.
Right.
Yeah, they get a lot of buzz now because they're the Yankee affiliate, and you know, if Derek Jeter's doing rehab or whatever and comes down, yeah, they'll get a few extra people in the stands. But you know what? They were just fine when they were Detroit's affiliate or Boston's affiliate, because they set out from day one to be Trenton's team. They never went out to be someone else's. And that's what I want to do. And I love the things they do with the fans during the games.
So, we'll be right back. 2 and 2. We're going to finish up with the Trenton Freedom owner, Dennis. All right, back with Dennis. So, Dennis, any parting words for the people of Trenton and what they can expect from the Trenton Freedom, other than y'all gonna be here for years? I know that it's gonna be like the Trenton Thunder.
Yeah, we want to do a lot of things like the Thunder do, the in-game events. I found out that I could buy an insurance policy and have a field goal contest for big money.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to come out of my pocket, so that's something I definitely want to do. If I can pay Lloyd's of London, a small amount of money, and if somebody kicks the 50-yard field goal, they get a lot of money. I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, that's
I'm not going to be like Will Ferrell and semi-pro.
Yeah.
Saying, you want a big check that says to but what matters most to me is I'm as much a fan as anything else. And I want to put a good product on the field, but I want players and coaches and staff, and I think we're building it, that are quality character here. I said, I would rather go 500 with the players that we can all be proud of than go undefeated with a team I have to apologize for.
Right.
I don't want to read in the Trentonian that my player got into some sort of trouble. I want a guy who's got the judgment to stay out of trouble, to do the right thing without someone having to watch him all the time.
That's right.
And I tell you, the guys we've signed so far, I absolutely believe that. I'm looking forward to our tryouts. I think we're going to find a lot more good quality players, good local quality players, because just like any other fan, I want to see the players I know. I want to see the guys that I've read about in your paper and other publications.
Right.
I want to see the guys that I've seen play high school or watch on TV playing college, and ooh, he's from Trenton.
Yeah,
That's what I want to do. So we're hoping to get as much local talent as possible. I hope people come out for the tryout, and I hope people come out for the games.
They will. I'm gonna be there, and I'm going. Oh yeah, tell them what I'm gonna be doing when game day is, man.
Tyrone is going to be in charge of shooting the cannon to put the T-shirts in the stands.
Yes.
We may even let him control the blimp that we want to have fly around the inside of the arena, dropping them like bombs.
Yeah. See, I done made it, baby. This is all I want. This is why I had him come on the show, because I had to be a part of this team. But in all seriousness, Dennis, thank you, brother. Thank you for not just coming on the show, but for being Trenton's team and something Trenton can get behind, man. Trenton loves football, and then we got our own professional team.
Absolutely.
So,
thank you so much.
Thank you. Dennis Williams, Trenton Freedom, that will be here October 26th, open tryout. Come. We're in Thomas Senior's Takeout. They're in the city. They're supporting us. Let's support them. Tyrone Miller Show. See you in a few.